Welcome to Clear Minds. I remember sitting in my car shaking. In my hands were the two things I thought I couldn't live without: a bottle and my phone. I was about to text my family another lie. I felt like I was in a prison I'd built myself, and the only escape I could see was to just keep digging the hole deeper. Everyone talks about how hard it is to get sober, but what really they don't prepare you for is that beginning. Sober, life can feel even worse. And that's exactly where my real story begins. So today I'm going to tell you about active addiction isn't some big party. It's a full-time job. It was my first thought in the morning and my last thought at night. My days were a total blur of planning, hiding, and dealing with a constant, low-grade hum of shame and fear. The voice in my head was relentless. Just one more. No one will know. You can stop tomorrow. But of course, tomorrow never came. My world just got smaller and smaller until it was just me and my obsession, locked in a cycle I could not break. My rock bottom wasn't some dramatic scene out of a movie. It was a quiet moment of just gut-wrenching clarity. It was looking in the mirror and not even recognizing the person staring back. It was the crushing weight of all the broken promises I've made to myself and the people I've loved. That was the moment I finally asked for help. But getting sober wasn't an instant relief. It was agony. The first few weeks felt like a cruel joke. My body was screaming for something it couldn't have, and my mind was a chaotic storm of anxiety, depression, and just pure irritability. All the tough feelings I've been running and numbing for years came rushing to the surface, and I had no idea how to handle any of them. This was the period where relapse is incredibly common. Research shows that relapse rates for substance use disorders are similar to those of other chronic illnesses like diabetes, hypertension, and asthma. It isn't a sign of failure, but a sign that the journey is really just the beginning. In all the early chaos, I couldn't imagine how life could ever be good again. I felt bored, lonely, and completely raw. Then, one day, a little crack of light appeared. It wasn't anything huge. I just woke up one morning, and for the first time in years, I didn't have a hangover. My head was clear. I could hear the birds chirping outside. It was such a simple, quiet moment, but it was everything. That was the first glimmer of hope. Soon after that, I had a real conversation with a friend. Without that familiar haze between us, I laughed, a real deep belly laugh, and it felt both foreign and wonderful. These weren't life-altering events, they were small, quiet wins, but they started to build on each other. Waking up clear-headed meant I had more energy, and having more energy meant I could go for a walk. Going for a walk cleared my mind a little more. It was slow, deliberate, snowball effect, building momentum day by day. I was learning to build a new routine, a small one, intentional choice at a time. If you had shown me a picture of my life today, back when I was sitting in that chair, I would have believed it just wasn't possible. The rewards of recovery are so profound, they're almost hard to describe. It's not just about getting rid of the chaos, it's about the presence of actual peace. It's about feeling free. The tangible benefits came first. My physical health improved dramatically. My sleep got better. My energy came back. And my skin cleared up. My relationships, once totally strained by lies and mistrust, slowly began to heal with honesty and consistency. I became an employee people could count on, a friend who was actually present, and a person who could keep their word. But the intangible rewards, that's the real why. The greatest gift of recovery is getting your self-respect back. It's being able to look at yourself in the mirror and feel proud of the person you see. It's the freedom from that constant mental obsession. That space in your brain that was once consumed by addiction is now free for hobbies, goals, real connection. It's trading a life of secrets and shame for a life of authenticity. It's the quiet confidence that comes from knowing you faced the hardest battle of your life and you won. You're rediscovering the person who was there all along. Recovery is a lifelong journey, not a destination. The work is never really done. But that fight of early recovery, that brutal, painful, day-by-day struggle, it's an investment. It's the price of admission to a life that is bigger, brighter, and more beautiful than you could ever possibly imagine right now. A life of freedom, peace, and purpose is waiting for you on the other side. If you're on this journey, I see you. If you have a worth it moment from your own recovery, that first clear morning, that first real laugh, I would be honored if you shared in the comments below. Your story could be the glimmer of hope that someone else desperately needs to see today. Thank you for joining.